Welcome back to this edition of Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Lauren Baker, filling in for Mike Scott, and we are back with author Tom Morton, who's here to tell us all about his work with Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, which sounds really cool and awesome, and I hope he'll tell us all about it.
All about it?
Yes.
Okay. It's remembrances of my service in the Marine Corps. And I was in the Marine Corps from 1966 to 1969.
Okay, so it's like an autobiography then?
Sort of. It's more like memoirs or...
Okay.
Yeah, more like memoirs or creative nonfiction. Everything that's in this book happened.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it goes from boot camp till I drive out the gate the final day in 1969, June 1st, 1969.
Wow, how much time? What's the story's like timeline? Like how long does it go on? Like as far as like your.
This covers 3 years.
Okay.
3 years from boot camp, and like I said, till I leave. And I was born I wasn't born in San Diego, but I was born in Oakland, but pretty much raised in San Diego. So I went to boot camp in San Diego, so I pretty much stayed right in Southern California. Boot camp in San Diego, infantry training at Camp Pendleton just north of San Diego, radio school again in San Diego, and then to Vietnam for a year, and then back to Camp Pendleton for my final year. So,
what made you want to put your experience into writing?
There are just some things sometimes you want to get out, kind of a self-analysis and get well type thing.
Oh yeah, so like it's like healing through the process type of it?
Yes, part of it. I have a coach, Janice Stevens, who you'll hear more about later, I'm sure. She felt that these stories should get out. She's very supportive of veterans and what they do, and feels that veterans should get their stories told. Not the textbook versions, but the personal experiences. And she talked me into writing the first one, and after I wrote the first one, she coerced me, coached me into doing the rest of it, which I did, and it was a lot of fun doing it. I'd actually kind of started it, I don't know, a year or two after I got out of the Marine Corps, just by jotting down little notes and things that I remembered, and I just threw them in a box. And when Janice got me going, I pulled out that box, and oh yeah, and from that point on, it took me about 3 years to finish it.
Divine timing.
Yeah, writing is a long, hard work process.
Yes, it is. Now, with Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, what's behind the name? Like, why that? Because it doesn't immediately sound like it's going to be a memoir about like a war experience.
Well, there's a lot of things that happen when you're in the military. Some of them are funny, some of them are sad, some of them are a little grotesque. So why not Whiskey Tango Foxtrot?
Indeed, that is. Like, why not?
So, and those that have to ask what it means, I just tell them it's where's the food. So.
Interesting. Would you be willing to read like a small excerpt so people can get like a taste of what they can expect from the book?
Sure. Oh my. How long a piece do you want?
Oh, just any like small thing that you think maybe.
That's a small thing. It's my last day.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
We'll start at the end. 1 June. The lieutenant gets the last laugh. He makes me come in on the weekend to sign out of the Marine Corps and get my discharge papers. Last laugh, yes, but he has to be here too. Gung-ho, sir. Pull up to the San Onofre gate. Slow down as the sentry comes out of his guard shack. He puts up his hand to stop me. Bends down, looks at me, and says, "You know that expires today." He points to the decal on my windshield. I know. So does my time in the Marine Corps, so AMF. I floor it and take off. All he sees is the blue smoke from my tires as I haul ass out of there. No speed is near fast enough to put it all behind me. Take one last glance in my rear view mirror. Through the blue haze I laid down from my smoking tires, I see the sentry shake his head as he goes back into his guard shack. Out the gate, onto I-5 South to return to civilian life. Vietnam and the Marine Corps, all behind me.
Wow. Even that small bit is very powerful, and that's really interesting. It makes me personally want to read more of it, and I hope that others watching will be intrigued as well to look into it more. How can people, if they want to read it, get a hold of it?
It's on Amazon.com, and you can also get it through Barnes & Noble. Just when you get on there are a lot of titles, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Titles aren't copyrighted. So if you're going to search it on Amazon or whatever, type in Whiskey Tango Foxtrot and my name, Tom Morton, and it'll take you right there.
Okay, that's good to know because I didn't really think about that as a thing, like with titles not being copyrighted at all. So that's actually really good. So make sure you include Tom Morton in your search for Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
And well, locally, it's available at the Clovis Book Barn too.
Oh, that's absolutely
So, yeah.
awesome. How cool. So if you don't, maybe if you're one of those people that doesn't like shopping online, you can just pick it up in Clovis.
You bet.
It's even better. You don't have to bother about search engines or anything like that.
And if you're in town, we have book signings periodically, and come have it signed.
That's so cool.
Oh, a bunch of us go to the Clovis Farmers Market on Fridays, so you can also purchase them there and get them signed because the authors are there with our books.
Yeah, get some healthy snacks to read and eat with. Get some apples to eat with while you read the book.
There you go.
Well, I want to thank you so much for being here with us today, Tom. It's been an absolute pleasure. We hope you'll come back and promote your book more or maybe future works with us. But it's been a delight to have you.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thank
No,
you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Same. It means the same. It
Means
feels
the
the
same
same. Stay right here on Central Valley Business. We'll be right back after these messages.